What is going on, everybody? In this video we are going to be going over, or actually not going over, we are going to be cutting and turning these bowl blanks that I cut yesterday. But I really quick want to show you guys something. It has literally been 24 hours and check out what's already happened to these bowl blanks. This crack was not there before. Neither were any of these, neither was that fly, neither were any of these or any of these. Look at that. That is not good. Now, what I should have done, I know, is used a sealer. I think it's Armor Seal or something like that, to seal these guys up immediately yesterday when I was done. But I knew I was going to come out here and turn these guys today. It is literally 24 hours later, and it's crazy to see how many cracks have already formed in these bowls. So we need to get them turned and then sealed so that way they can cure properly, and hopefully we can come away with some decent looking bowls. So looking at all of the blanks, I am going to turn this one first because as far as I know, I've never turned this kind of wood. It's also the smallest and should be the easiest to get started on and kind of get me into the zone. So let's do this. The nice thing about turning green wood like this is that the mounting is pretty easy. I'm just going to take my faceplate and kind of guesstimate where the center is here and screw this to that. I am not going to use the outside screw holes here because of how shallow this gets on the outside. I don't think I'll be keeping most of this. So I'm going to be using just the center holes here, and that should work just fine. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to do my best to make sure that this faceplate is balanced on here. As in, I don't want it to be like too high or too low on either side. Luckily, somehow I cut this face pretty flat. And it really is as simple as that. Now we can get this thing on the lathe. So my goal with these videos is not to educate. It's more to just see how this is going. To see my own progress and see how I'm doing with green wood turning, because I really am still very new to it, and I just want to see kind of where I go, how things are. So I'm sorry if I'm not taking time to teach you guys how to do things, but I will kind of walk you guys through my thought process. I am going to start by flattening out this face and kind of just shaping the bowl, the bottom of it, and getting a tenon on there. And the wood turner said, let there be light. I'm gonna start roughing this thing out with just a round carbide tipped bit. Yeah, we'll see how it goes from here. I know a lot of people remove the bark before they start. This bark is really on there, and I'm not terribly worried about it flying off and injuring me. Maybe I should be though. I'm just taking super light passes. I know that one of the corners here sticks out very far and one of them doesn't, so I'm not trying to apply any pressure with this. I am just kissing it. I'm trying to get that corner down so I can move my banjo closer. But with so much distance between this, the rail, and the piece, I want to just go very slow because I don't want to catch. Okay, let's take a look, see if I can move my stuff closer. Yeah, this is the corner that I've been working on, and yeah, I can definitely move it a little bit closer now. Triple check I'm not going to hit anything. Let's back it up just a smidgen. And just as I take more and more off of that corner, I'm just going to keep moving this thing closer and closer. So it's kind of fun with these green bowls and stuff like this is that you kind of have to, you don't really get to say what the bowl is going to look like, because I have this really skinny part right here that cuts in, and then, you know, it's fat over here, but I can't add over on this side, so obviously the bowl has to go up like that. So I already kind of know that this bowl is going to be thin, and it's going to be wide, and it's going to be more of like a dish than it is a bowl. So it's just fun once you start looking into it and seeing how everything is looking. But it's looking pretty good. This is going to be so beautiful. Okay, yes, we're just about there. This is a gorgeous piece of wood. We're going to take this off, turn this nubbin a little away, and finish shaping it a little bit and get a tenon on there. Oh, look at that, just comes right off, beautiful. So this is going to be our tenon. I think I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than that, but we'll see. This thing's looking really good. I'm gonna get a square tool and really get this tenon done. This outside part right here is how big I want that tenon to be. So we're gonna flatten this out, make the tenon right here, and go from there. So before I call this tenon good, I should probably check to make sure that it's actually gonna fit, because I don't have the biggest jaws in the world, so it actually looks like it might be too big. Yeah. I mean, it's really pushing the limit. Let's bring it down a little bit. Okay. That's going to work. I know for sure that's going to work. So we're gonna just get a skew chisel and kind of shear this up and make sure it's clean and call this outside good. It's looking good. Okay, I am done, I think. I can't get this edge grain or end grain like smooth, and I'm not really sure how to do that. The rest of the bowl though looks fantastic. So I think I'm just going to leave that and get started on the inside, because I need to get this thing turned. It's been taking me a long while. So yeah, got my tenon. We're going to flip this around and get this turned. So I went with a tenon for a couple different reasons. The first one being that I'm pretty sure once this dries, this tenon is also going to warp, and it'll just be easier for the chuck to grab onto it. And second of all, I think in the end, it's just going to look nicer with a flatter bottom instead of a mortised out bottom. So yeah. So now that this bad boy is on there, I want to leave about an inch of space, I know, around, or inch of material left in this bowl. And I'm pretty sure they say it's 1 inch is 1 year of dry time, something like that. So I might go a little bit thinner. I don't know. It all just depends on how I'm feeling about it. But I just need to remember that I'm not actually making a whole bowl here. I am just roughing this out and getting it ready to dry. Now I most certainly can just turn this into a finished bowl. The problem with that is that it is definitely still going to dry and warp. So if you don't mind your bowls not being perfectly round, I've seen that style done before and it does look fine. I like my bowls to be perfectly round, so I am going to let this thing dry and do it properly, I guess. I'm just going to be using a round tipped carbide, and we're gonna get this thing turned. The point I want to do is to try and save as much of the material as I can. I want to try and take away the least amount of material while also making it as thin as I can. So that way, when I second turn it, I don't have to make this bowl super thin, or I still have enough material to work with in the end. So I'm actually going to switch out to this square diamond tool to hog out a lot of this material. I have some cracks in here, and hopefully they're not too deep. This thing is really good for hogging out material. Alright, got this thing mostly hollowed out. Dang, it looks good. The bottom here is almost at an inch thick, I would say. We'll go a little bit thinner, but yeah, this bowl's gonna be beautiful. I think this is the best I'm going to get. So I'm going to call this good because I have 4 other bowl blanks I need to turn and seal. So we're going to call this good for now, get it off the lathe, and get the next one going. But dang, this bowl is going to be pretty when it's done. I just got this monstrosity loaded up and I'm just basically going to turn it. I'm not going to stop it or anything, and we're just going to get this thing done. Sound good? Okay. All right, got this thing turned out, the outside at least. Elm is super pretty to turn. I really enjoy turning it, so it looks good. We're gonna flip this around and get the inside done now. We're gonna do the same thing, just a quick time lapse, and get this thing hollowed out and done. I'm not really sure where the time lapse on that cut out, but my battery died on my camera, so this is where we're at. I think we're gonna leave this how it is, and let's get these guys sealed up. So I don't actually have any armor seal, but I think I read or saw somewhere that you can just use wood glue. So that's what we're gonna do. I've done it before and it worked. I know it might be not the best way to do it, but it's all I got. So I've just got some wood glue here and I'm gonna apply it to the inside of the bowl. Why did I put it in a little cup? I don't know. But that's what I got. And I'm just gonna put it all over the bowls. They say you should just do it to the end grains, but I'm just gonna do it to all of the bowl. Now, why did I put it in a little dish like this? It's really, actually really inconvenient. And I didn't have any brushes either, so I'm literally just smearing it on here with my fingers. Trying to get it into every nook and cranny, so that way I get a good seal. What's fun about this is I can see how it's going to look once it's finished. I love the way elm looks when it's done. It's really the only green wood I've turned, so this is just kind of pointless. Come on. Let's get this ball rolling here. This elm already has some good cracks in it. I really should have just at least put these blanks in a garbage bag to help them from not cracking, but wasn't thinking. Have you guys ever tried sealing a bowl with wood glue? Let me know what you think about it. Is it blasphemous or is it okay? All right, and now onto this. I don't know what this is. There's not a lot of glue left in here, so I really need to pick up some armor seal? Anchor seal? It's one of those. I can't remember what it is. If I'm going to keep doing this, which I probably will, now that I've got the chainsaw and logs and stuff. Okay, I think that's as good as it's going to get. Unfortunately, I don't have any time to turn these other blanks, so what I'm going to do to help them not crack anymore is put them in a trash bag. Trash. In you go. In you go. And we will turn those in another video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had fun doing it. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait about a year to see these things turned. So I guess we'll continue this video later. That's it for me. Be good, be safe, be happy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.